What if I told you that the thing that you're telling yourself that you need to do in order to grow and scale your business and hit your revenue goals isn't what you need to be doing? There was a point in my business where I thought I was doing everything right. I was working 12 hours a day. I was grinding. I had CEO inside of my Instagram bio. I was a hashtag entrepreneur. And what appeared to be success on the outside was the complete opposite on the inside of me as a business owner. Deep down, I was overwhelmed, I was scattered, I was all over the place, and I dealt with a lot of anxiety when it came to actually scaling my business. When it came to what I was doing for clients, I would basically do whatever they wanted to do. I would say yes to any service that they would ask for me to do. I would customize every single project. And the problem with this is I was basically being a yes man and a glorified freelancer to a bunch of businesses. When it came to sales, I had no idea where my next client was going to come from. I would post on social media. I would go to networking events hoping that somebody would want to do business with me, only to realize that that just basically led me to feast and famine cycles inside of my business. When it came to my systems inside of my business, there were none. It was my notes section of my app. It was disorganized Google Drive folders. It was keeping everything inside of my head, which just contributed to the overwhelm. And all of this I was doing by myself, and I had nobody to actually help me out with. This led me to basically breaking up with my girlfriend, not being present at all, at literally at all times, because all I was thinking about was the next thing that I had to do. And while having a business was cool and glamorous and this novelty in so many people's eyes, deep down inside, it was actually not providing me any sense of freedom or any sense of fulfillment. It was just burning me out. Everything changed when I started to face the hard truths that were actually preventing me from scaling my business. And once I implemented these hard truths, this is what allowed us to scale to multiple seven figures, build a team, have time freedom, and so much more. I finally was able to enjoy the business that I was building. The first thing that I needed to realize is that our offer is everything. And this is something that we've taught to over 350 businesses, that really the foundation to scaling is our offer. My offer when I first started was whatever you want to pay me to do, I will freaking do it. But what that led me to was burning out because I was being a yes man and customizing everything and just trying to do exactly what the client wanted to do because I didn't want to lose them because I had this scarcity mindset. When it comes to offer, all we really need to do is we need to figure out what are the pain points of the customers and what are the desired outcomes that these customers want. And us as business owners, all we really need to do is come up with the solution and the steps that will get our clients to the solution. And that becomes our offer, that becomes our product, that becomes our IP, which we begin to market. And when we market our offer, we're not just marketing, oh, we'll do video editing, oh, we'll help you get new clients. We want to speak to the souls of the pain points of our ideal customers and the outcomes that we can get them. And we also want to make sure that our product actually lives up to our marketing, which really double clicks on the point that you need to be a marketer, you need to be a business owner, and you need to make sure your product actually lives up to your offer. But our offer is the foundation to scaling. From a checklist perspective, what I made sure that I had is I made sure that my offer was marketable. Good marketing will not save a crappy offer. It was productized, meaning I could actually follow a step-by-step process, that if I followed this process, then I would get to the outcome that I could get to for my specific clients. It was delegatable. Those steps were clear where I could plug people in to actually help. It was profitable. It was making 70% plus margins. And ultimately, it was a offer that was outcome driven. So it was outcome driven to the client, which ties into the whole marketing piece, which makes sure that it actually speaks to the pain points, the outcomes, and gets people excited about what we have to offer. Not me just being a glorified freelancer hiring me based off of my skill sets, them hiring us based off of our offer and how we can help them get to the outcome. The second realization that I came to was that our business is only going to be able to grow as much as we're willing to grow. And for me, I had to audit my personal life. I had to audit my fitness. I had to audit my eating habits. I had to audit how much alcohol I was drinking and realize that I wasn't the CEO that I would actually work for myself. Like the question that I asked was, would I work for me? Would I be led by me? Would I trust me as a business owner? And at the time, the answer was absolutely not, because I wasn't leading myself well. I didn't have a good relationship with my girlfriend. I wasn't present. I wasn't taking care of my body and my fitness. I would basically let that slide. And all I cared about ultimately was myself. So what I needed to do is I needed to lead myself and be the CEO that I wanted to be, because our company will only grow as much as the leader's willing to grow. If the leader is a $4,000 a month CEO, they're always going to be a $4,000 a month CEO. But what are the habits? What are the routines of that $100,000 a month CEO, $200,000 a month CEO, $500,000 a month CEO? And how do I become that person in a personal development perspective inside of my personal life, so that I can begin to rise up to the person that I want to be and be led by the person that I want to be. That also started with my mindset as well. I needed to get around big thinkers. I needed to tap into my spiritual life and be able to see things that I couldn't see right now that didn't make sense, but knew that I was going to get it. I need to build that vision for myself. So if you're not growing in your personal life and you're not leading yourself well, it's going to be really hard to lead your business to the next level. Third realization that I had was referrals are not predictable. Okay. We need a consistent lead gen engine. So when I first started my business, it was very much getting my client from a referral, from posting on social media, from somebody that I knew sending somebody over, because I had a really good skill set when it came to social media and marketing and stuff. Waiting for a referral is not a growth strategy. It's not a way to actually grow the business that I wanted to grow. I know I needed a predictable way to get new leads, because if I got new leads, then I wouldn't really need to feel anxious about hiring anybody, because I knew that I had a predictable way to get new clients. I wouldn't feel anxious about spending money on growing, on more ads, on software, on getting our office space that we had, because we had a predictable way to get clients. And for us, that meant outbound email, and it meant running ads and really predict when we were going to get that next client. And for us, once we were able to turn on and create predictability inside of our business, that's what allowed us to hire with confidence, build a 25-person in-house team, get a studio space that was over 7,000 square feet, because we had predictability on client acquisition, which just gave us confidence on where we were going. Referrals and word of mouth is not a client acquisition strategy. The fourth realization that I had was that I was not doing enough sales or marketing, period. When we were first starting to take off inside of our business, I was under the impression that, cool, if I just focus on, the product, if I focus on, posting content on social media, if I focus on creating a really good website, then I'm going to start to get a lot more clients. The problem was that I was focusing on the wrong things. And I grossly underestimated the amount of volume and quantity and really attention that I needed to put on my sales and marketing to actually create the outcomes. And I think this happens to a lot of people too. They just simply grossly underestimate how much volume and how much time they should just be simply focused on sales in order to actually drum up sales and scale to a 7-figure mark or a multiple 7-figure mark. So at the end of the day, if you're not doing $100,000 plus per month, 100% of your attention should be going to sales and marketing. You should be doing sales and marketing 80% of the time until you are full, period. And then you'll be able to actually systematize it. The fifth realization that I had was design beats willpower. Especially as we were scaling our offer, it would kind of feel all over the place as we were starting to scale, because we would say yes to everything and we would have custom offers for a bunch of different people. And it became pretty much a mess as we were scaling, because we didn't have a system that we were actually following. What I realized is that all I needed to do was create a design for my offer and follow that design, follow the step-by-step process that gets our clients from where they are to where they want to go, and just simply follow that process. I was so caught up in jumping to the next thing, trying to say yes to everybody, to not make them disappointed and to get that invoice paid, when I realized it was actually doing more harm than good. Everything in our business, we should see it as a system. And you as a CEO, me as a CEO, it's our job to build that system, that design that we just need to follow every single time that we implement or fulfill or follow a specific procedure. How we did it is we created SOPs, we created really good systems inside of Notion that myself and our team can follow, so that I know that our systems are foolproof, because if you just follow the systems, you're going to be able to get to the outcome that we're hoping that the client will actually get to, or our team will actually be able to get to for that specific client. All right, and the sixth realization that I had is that team is everything. Okay. I waited way too long to hire. And when I first started hiring, I hired completely the wrong way. I would basically throw people in the deep end, hope that they would swim and get the job done without me actually equipping them to be successful, only for them to fail and me feeling like, I can't hire because nobody's as good as me. I'm just going to have to do everything myself. But the reality is that the team is everything, but it's our job to equip them with the design in order for them to be successful. What I realized that I needed to look at my team was my biggest asset. The most important client as we were scaling was not the client that was paying our invoices. It was the clients that we were paying, which is our team. Okay. Our team was the most important because they're on the front lines of the client fulfillment. And if they don't do a good job, if we're not equipping them with success, if we're not training them, if we're not mentoring them, if we're not feeding into them, they're not going to do good for our clients, and our clients are going to cancel, they're going to leave, and they're going to have a bad experience, and your business is just going to be on the downhill. So we need to make sure that we're constantly feeding into our team because they're the most important people in our business, because they're the one that's actually going to be fulfilling for our clients and growing our business without us needing to be inside of the day-to-day. So you might be thinking, what the heck do I do? How do I take this and actually take action? So a couple of things, and here's what I tell most founders to do as they're wanting to scale, and what you can implement literally right on this video or right after this video. First things first is to audit your offer. Is your offer marketable, delegatable, productized, and outcome driven? If it's not, and you're saying yes to everything, or your offer is weak and it's very soft, it's going to be really, really hard to actually scale that offer. So all we really need to do is identify the pain points, the desired outcomes of our customers, and we need to identify what are the steps that we do to get our clients to the outcomes. Then we need to figure out how do we position this to be marketable. And that's basically what we begin to market, and we be disciplined in sticking with that. Because if we have a really solid offer, that's going to be the foundation of scaling beyond yourself, because it's going to be easy to delegate, easy to productize, easy to market, easy to sell, because you have the process. Those are the ingredients of your offer that get the clients to the outcome, which at the end of the day, that's what they're hiring you for. Number two is to audit your personal life. Okay. Would you be led by you? Are you becoming the CEO that you want to be? Are you doing things in your personal life that will help grow your professional life? Are you the leader that you want to be? Are there books that you need to read? Are there coaching programs that you need to invest into? What are the areas that you need to strengthen in your personal life that will 100% correlate to your leadership at your business? Audit that and take action on what you need to improve on so that you can be the business owner that you would be led by. Be the business owner that you want to be in your personal life. That's fitness, spiritual, family, friends. And third, market, sell, reach out. You're probably not doing enough marketing. Okay. If you're not at $100,000 per month right now and you're watching this video, you should just simply be marketing yourself all of the time. Whether that's finding a predictable way to get new clients like cold email, running ads, warm DMing, cold DMing, posting content, reaching out to people consistently. What you're doing right now is probably not enough. Again, I grossly underestimated the amount of volume and the amount of reach outs and the amount of people I needed to talk to in order to actually get to $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 per month inside of my business. And the reality is we need volume. So if you're watching this, you probably need to market more yourself. And last but not least, but most importantly, build your business with the end in mind. So many businesses start because their skill set and they become reactive. This was myself included. They're reacting to a client reaching out. They're reacting to the next project that they need to do. They're reacting to the next task they have for that specific client. Whereas we don't want to build a hustle. We want to build a system. Okay. So if we look to the end in mind and we know that the CEO of McDonald's isn't flipping hamburgers, why are we building our business and doing everything ourselves and not building with the ambition to have a team, to have a system? So we want to build our business with the end in mind, meaning we need systems in place. We need to build as if we were going to hire people. How do we build this as if we're going to start creating trainings for people so that we can hire people to run these systems? We need to build to have predictable lead generation. How do we create that predictable lead generation so that we can hire more people and feel confident in hiring people? Where can we automate stuff? We want to build our business to fire ourselves and to build a true asset. And the way to do that is to look at our business as a system and operate it as such, not just a side hustle, not just a freelance gig, as a business, which means we have those pillars covered. Now, I wanted this video to just really be about me sharing my experience, but if you're here right now, there's probably a strong chance that you want to grow and scale your business. So click on the screen to watch a video of me starting a business completely from scratch, selling the B2B service, and actually making a sale so you can literally copy exactly what I did step by step. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we will see you on that video.